So it's been pretty hot lately, so the last couple days I haven't been working on the van, but last Monday my dad started working on the kitchen counter kind of area and sort of figuring out how the walls are gonna go up. We just got that kind of, not particle board, but it's basically like the backing that's used for a lot of furniture at like IKEA and stuff, so it's pretty thin and really light and super cheap. With this heat, a couple pieces of my insulation has fallen down, but once the ceiling goes up, I'm not too worried. Today, oh, and also I was cutting the slats for the bed, but today I'm getting help with putting the solar panels onto the roof and then hopefully finishing up this, and then I need to put insulation under there. Yeah. Alright, I just took a shower because it is hot. And oh no, we're good. Yeah, so it's very hot out. I got very sweaty helping Mark put in the solar panels. There they are. So I wired them in parallel, and I believe this is the negative, this is the positive wire. They're labeled inside so that I can tell. Since it's not raining, I'm not too concerned yet, but I will put caulking on that and then over all of these. And I believe the Renogy instructions say to put caulking under these, but Mark actually figured when he went one of the many trips he made to Home Depot to get the right screws, but he picked up this foam that's used for light switches, and once it presses in it seals, but just to kind of give a little extra one over like it did there, it's obviously not going to be pretty. And he's going to come back tomorrow to tighten them because his wrench doesn't extend for how long these screws are on the inside. The insulation had to come down. As you can see, there's the wire. This is indicating that this is the positive wire. Yeah, he added those kind of tracks just to make it a little bit stronger so that the force from driving isn't going to tear up the fiberglass. So he's going to tighten those, and then that'll actually kind of help. Those screws will help me put the insulation back in. Those were kind of the weaker pieces, but it'll kind of poke into it and stab it and really create a good hold. Good thing I have lots of spray adhesive left. I think I need to get a couple more cans to do the floor under there. We didn't get a chance to work more on the kitchen counter, just with how long and how many trips had to be made to Home Depot. Today I had a bit of a late start because the passenger side door isn't locking, and that's something that definitely needs to be fixed, but unfortunately my mechanic can't fix it because we need the part, the actuator for the passenger side door. Since it's an older vehicle, he doesn't just have it on hand, or he can't just order it. So I'm going to be on the hunt for that while I'm in Sandpoint. But today, once I did get the van, I put in all of the slats. So this is the stagnant side. Screwed all of that in. Kind of tell I'm a rookie because there's some points where I split the wood there a couple times on this side too. That one is actually the worst, but it's still pretty sturdy. So yeah, the only ones that I have yet to put in are these pieces. There'll be a 2x4 right here that's kind of sticking out a little bit. That'll connect all of these, and then I'll put legs on them in the corners, and then that will slide out. Just tripped on my tripod. So I'm running out to just do a couple errands. Oh, I should probably go to Home Depot too. But I just had a little bit of a freak out with my stepmom Marie. Just feeling anxious about this whole thing. I know that it's exactly what I want to do. It's just with anxiety, your mind just runs to places that I don't even know what. It's more the change, I think, is what's freaking me out. I think I might do a video about van life and anxiety, or living the van life with anxiety, especially because my anxiety is travel anxiety, and I think just major change just really, really freaks me out. Even though I've always never wanted my anxiety to stop me. Yeah, I just, I didn't think I'd cry again. It's gonna be so bad walking to Walmart, but I guess I've seen worse. I don't want to live my life in fear, or of this irrational fear that my anxiety gives me. I'm about to be 25, and the last thing I want to do is to be that person that lives with their parents well into their 30s because they're too afraid to do anything. I do think I probably just need a good cry. But yeah, it's a big change I'm making. I think just mentally I'm working on preparing for that. I think I'm probably gonna have to wear my sunglasses into Walmart. I don't think I've just been flipping out. Oh, there's trees there now. That looks really nice. But yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with this clip, because I do want to make a whole video kind of about that, but I thought I'd come on and briefly just mention how I'm feeling in this moment, because this is the first time I've actually broken down. Because every morning for the last, actually mostly since I've gotten Shasta, because I think that was just a real move. It doesn't help that with her I'm waking up between 5:30 and 6 a.m. every day. It's kind of exciting though, being in a Walmart parking lot. Sorry, tangent, but because I'll be probably sleeping here in different towns and stuff. But yeah, it feels, I know I just need a good cry. It'll help me release, but I got stuff to do, so I can't just be bawling all day, especially because I'm going to be around other people. But yeah, and I'll probably do, in that video that I make, I'll do something about like what helps, and if I find something that helps. I have my little tricks that I've used. Stupid me, I don't have my lavender oil in my purse right now because I took it out when I was last traveling. But yeah, I have just some little tricks that I use to help calm myself down and relax and not break down for my anxiety. But okay, we'll see where this goes, but just had to share. All right, so finishing up the installation. Today, my brother's gonna help me out doing that piece and then the overhead cabinet by the bed. So I've actually, because this is the only part I can really reach, this and then the main floor, which I'm trying to clean, but because of these stupid ribs, I can't get anything under there. I can't get anything out, I mean. But so basically the last few minutes I've just been cutting out little templates. That one right there was really difficult to get to because of all these bars. And this front one right here is going to get taken out. But yeah, so I'm going to start cutting out the little pieces of insulation. And then I also had to remount that because we had to take it down to run. Actually, no, I think that piece just fell down, but there are pieces like under the ceiling that we had to take down when Mark was doing the solar panel. So I think I'm gonna run some more spray foam in that crack and up there, just to kind of seal it a little bit more. And my brother just got back from picking up his lunch, so he's gonna help me with the cabinets pretty soon. Okay. So these pieces are officially done. I had to fill in the kind of empty spots with spray foam because I made some pieces a little too small. And basically, I think I talked about this when I was talking about insulation before, when I was doing under there. But for the floor pieces, to kind of make it more even, I'm putting spray foam in that. But because I was noticing that the adhesive actually kind of deflates the foam a little bit when you spray it over it, I do the adhesive first, then the spray foam, and then spray the backs of the pieces of insulation. Alright, so today it's a few weeks later of work on the van. I'm in Sandpoint right now with my mom, and today I'm going to be cutting the mattress. So this side here is obviously far too long, so that's about 14 inches I'm going to cut off. I think I'm going to keep it in case I want to use it like against the back or something for cushions, to like sit against or lean against, but we'll see when I'm done. Yeah, I have a little blade thing. I don't know if I think it's gonna work, but we'll see. I'll kind of show you my process. So I basically just measured from the wall to where I want the bed to end. It comes to about here, and that's 14 inches. I have, there we go, this thing. It's a little pink from when I was cutting the insulation after I put in the line markings with it, but it's super sharp. It got replaced before I left, and if it does dull, I can just flip it over, flop it over. My dad showed me how to take it out and swap it out. So it might take a little while. I might kind of do the top and then do the bottom and then slowly kind of pick away at the middle. This is actually upside down. I didn't realize until like after it was fully inflated, and it was like, it's nearly impossible to move because it's so like wedged in the walls and the windows. But yeah, once I figured out that the tag is probably supposed to be on the bottom, I realized it was wrong. So let's get to cutting this mattress. Alright, so the initial plan to use this guy has not worked. It's a little too choppy, and I'll show you right now. So yeah, you can see it's a little too like rough, and since I'm trying to kind of salvage this, keep it kind of smooth, because I might use this for a cushion, I don't want it to be all torn up, even though it is going to be covered by fabric. So I've taken to using scissors and just kind of snipping away, getting in there and just cutting it. It's working pretty well. So we got that piece cut off now. Got to cut the little L shape. I'm going to figure out, I feel like it'd be best to leave as much of it like connected. Oh, the upholstering is going to be really difficult if we do it that way, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll just do a couple, like one block here, one block there, and then one here, but I might cut this piece into two little pieces to put as like the backrest for it, so that piece is just a little too wide for a, oh, there's a wasp that keeps flying. You can kind of see it flying in and out. But that was pretty difficult, but you can see, I mean, it's a lot smoother than what the blade alone was doing. There's fuzz all over the place from the foam. It's just sticking to everything, so I'm gonna have to give this a good sweep. Luckily, none is getting in my tea. Yeah, that took me a while. I'm gonna kind of clean up those edges right there. Flipped it over the right side, took off the little cover thing to it just to make it a little easier to cut. That's a little angled there, but I'm not really that bothered by that because it will all be covered. I don't think you'll really be able to tell at that point. And I might actually have, oh, it's gonna be difficult, but I would prefer that end to be there anyway, so that it's not, it's all kind of leaning into the window. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, here it is. So I'm definitely gonna cut that in half so that you can still see peeks of the window through it when it's in couch mode. But yeah, it works pretty well. It's a little rough, obviously, but then it'll be covered up by the upholstery. But I am very pleased. It's very comfortable, especially now that I have the right side up. And I still have this extra piece of foam. I don't know if I'll need, but I'm gonna hold on to it just in case I do make like the backing thing there. So I figured I can always keep it for, or maybe like I'll just keep a little piece that goes on top of that. But yeah, I'm very happy. My back is killing me from bending over and slicing that thing up. So I am, I'd say, done for the day, but I'm very happy with how that works, and it's very comfortable and still fits all together. And yeah, doing a little DIY thing this morning, or it's afternoon, doing some Shibori tie-dyeing to my comforter that I'm gonna use in the van. So the brand is 1000. I can tag it below. It's from Amazon, but basically just followed the instructions and then found a folding technique on Pinterest or YouTube, kind of mixed a couple of the ones because this is such a big piece. Right now it's just curing in that little bucket, but I'm actually going to transfer it to that one because it's much bigger to fit the comforter. Alright, so I don't know if this is the right way to do this, but just because it was so saturated, I didn't want it to get so blue and completely go through the areas of white that I wanted, or like lighter color, which I'm not really sure if there's going to be much, but oh well, we'll see. So I've basically been like pressing to get all the excess dye out. There's the leftover stuff, and despite having gloves, you still end up with blue all over your arm. So finished this. I was really happy with the triangle design that I found, which doesn't really look so much like you can kind of see where the triangles come in, like there. But yeah, there was a lot of dye used for this because it's such a huge thing and super thick. Let's take a look at the other side because I think that piece has a little bit more. Ooh, yeah, that looks good too. Yeah, the corners have a little bit more dye on them, and then, oh, mosquito. But yeah, it looks really nice. I'm very happy. Either tomorrow or the next day, I will take it to the laundromat to be washed. But wow, yeah, really pretty. And it is a little time consuming for the whole like mixing all the chemicals, which is annoying. It's all in the instructions of the box that you get, or you can just get a simple blue tie-dye, but you mix together all the things yourself and then let it sit for an hour. There's still a decent amount of dye left, but there's nothing really I want to dye. Oh, and it just splashed up and hit me in the face. That's fun. Yeah, so maybe don't shake the the bucket. And there's some on my glasses too. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have blue all over myself. I should wash my face and get this off my glasses. Alright, Shasta's freaking out, so just ignore her. She's just in the house and I don't want to let her step on the stain. So we did the last coat of stain because it was just a teensy bit too light. So once this sets in I think it takes about 2 hours, then it will be ready for polyurethane. The other big thing I gotta do today is seal in the leak that's happening right up there. I don't really know. It's a lot less water than before when it leaked again, but the one that's where the solar panels are. You can't really see because it's so high, but yeah, under there, something with the little L brackets that are used to keep them on don't, I can't get under them because of how we put the solar panels so close together. So I need to like put some sealant on my finger and then just kind of run under that because I can't get the whole gun under there. These glasses are so crooked. But yeah, so that's another thing I'm doing today. Alright, so I was just looking at what I was using, and although it does say 100% waterproof, this is specifically for kitchen, bath, and plumbing. I think it's probably like decent, but I actually do have, I was gonna return this, but this does work as gap filling, all weather, so I think I will actually just use this. Alright, so I actually just had a bit of a really fun, like, adulting moment. So this is my caulk gun. This was the only one that I saw at Home Depot, so I just grabbed it. It was really inexpensive. But I thought it was cool that it has this little clean out thing, so that when things are like all, oh, that's a little stuck, but I think I can get that out. Like if you're reusing one of these, if it's not fully done yet, you just stab it with this. But I just saw that has a spout cutter, not sprout. I did just cut this with scissors because I had no idea that that was there, but I was putting this in, actually taking it out because I knew I'd have to break the seal that's in here with this guy. But dude, like, it cuts the tip of that. That's so cool. Okay, so actually I have not had any luck with this stuff. Basically, yeah, so I cut off the tip. And you're not supposed to need to, it's a little beat up because I've been trying to get in there because I thought maybe that was sealed. It hardened on itself, and see, I'm like squeezing the top, it's super firm. Down here it's a little softer, but I was pressing and like trying to push it out, and I had a feeling this would happen. It's just completely done. I can't get in there, and if I push out anymore, it's going to start coming out of the bottom, which I did accidentally with some clear silicone. So yeah, don't get this, it sucks. So I did it, I just cut, there's foam all over me, all over the floor. But I basically cut this piece that goes here normally, or what will go there, in half so that it's same height but acts as like the backing to the couch. I might trim this piece to kind of have that height across the back to my quilt that I dyed. I won't completely unravel it because it just would be too hard to refold, but yeah, I like how it came out. It has this kind of faded in some areas, very saturated in others kind of look. Over, so I think this is, yeah, so these edges, excuse me, got a little bit darker, which I like, and there's plenty of white to kind of counterbalance it. But yeah, so that is done. It's kind of nice because it does go well with the cream. Ooh, it's actually, so these are my curtains. Yeah, that looks nice. And this all kind of, I'm doing kind of a neutral tones, deep, dark. Oh, let me grab the little, so this is what the floor is going to be. Kind of, you can't really see the grain. There we go. So this is the life-proof stuff. So I'm matching the countertop to this, and then also the ceiling will be this color too, and the walls will be white. So we're doing kind of a lot of neutrals, little pops of blue. Oh, there's Shasta, she saw something. Nope, she just wants my attention. But yeah, so it's coming along. What do you want? She's been eating pine cones and some wood from that pile. She's been pretty good about just kind of doing her thing while I'm doing little things for the van. Oh my god, she's so cute. Shasta! Shasta! That little head tilt. Every time, I'm not very good at whistling, but every time I whistle, she just does that cute little tilt. Shasta! so it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, I cut a little piece there. It's the same height as that. And so that will, when I want it, will kind of go against that if I'm wanting to like face this way. And but this is honestly pretty comfortable as is without that. I'm actually pretty pleased too because, oh, bad angle. I'm pretty pleased because I can actually touch the ground. I was worried that with the height of the bench, I wouldn't really be able to touch the ground, and I still got a few inches here. And I'll probably I have some throw pillows I might bring just to have some extra things to lean on. But I think for the most part, I'm probably gonna be hanging out here on the kind of more like chase lounge looking thing. Let's see how that feels. Ugh. Oh my God, that's so comfortable. Yeah, so the plan probably when I'm out like at cool places is to, when I'm chilling, just reading, this is a good spot. It's kind of nice because it's a little bit cozier. Ignore all the foam that's on my legs, but yeah, this is a really nice view right with the window. And I actually just watched, what's her name? It's Janelle something. She just started her first YouTube video. I've been following her for a little while now though on Instagram. She has a similar van to mine. It's a little older. I think hers is like probably like a early 90s or late 80s version, but I think it's a Chevy too. But she has one of these bars. Hers is a little bit more like central though. It's used for clothes, but she hooked her fan on there, which I thought was genius. I didn't even think to use that, and then she wrapped little fairy lights around it, so I might do that too once things get kind of going. And maybe I can get some, I do want to do some greenery in here once it's all done, but this bed is so comfortable. Yeah, so I can even, let's see how, yeah, so I can sit up pretty high, still have a decent amount of room. This little angle thing is a little difficult, but very comfortable. So the other little wedge that's on my feet right now will go right here. All right, as you can see from this mess with all these threads, I've started trimming off the frayed bits of the curtains. I've gotten about halfway through and it's just very boring, so I'm going to stop. I think I'm done with van work for the day. Pretty slow, but I would say it's gone pretty well. I'm pleased with this and the size, and it's kind of annoying that the wall is this kind of curve, but because it kind of puts you up against the window quite a bit. But like I said, I'll be putting in some, or I'll use some of my throw pillows